Now let us see the next point to find the relationship between the zeros of the polynomial and its coefficient. As like we have seen in case of a linear polynomial, the standard form is ax plus b. Yes, if I have to find its zero, I will equate it with 0, and for the value of x as minus b by a, I get the zero of a linear polynomial, isn't it? So I have found the zero of the given polynomial in terms of its coefficients, isn't it? So b and a are the coefficients of the given linear polynomial. Similarly, I have to find, is there any relation between the zeros and the coefficients of a quadratic polynomial also? Let us see. Suppose I take one example as 2x square minus 8x plus 6 equal to 0. Okay, so once you solve it, 2 6 are 12, so factors of 12 whose addition is 8. So what are the factors? Yes, factors of 12 whose addition is 8 are 6 and 2. So once you solve it, you get the value of x as minus 1, sorry, x as plus 1, whereas two values you will be getting, x equal to 1, or let us solve it. Suppose 2x square minus 6x minus 2x plus 6 equal to 0, which gives me 2x as common, so x minus 3, whereas minus 2 as common, x minus 3 equal to 0. So 2x minus 2 equal to 0, or x minus 3 equal to 0, which gives me value of x as 1 here, whereas value of x as 3 here. So these are the two zeros for the given polynomial. Okay, so now let us see what if I add these two. Okay, so what is the sum of roots? The roots are 1 and 3. So if I add them, what do I get? 1 plus 3 equal to 4. Fair enough. Second one, what if I take its product? What do I get? 1 into 3, that is 3. Let us take one more example. Suppose the next example is 3x square plus 5x minus 2 equal to 0. Now here on solving, you will get the value of x as 1 by 3 or x as minus 2. So these are the two values. Similarly for this expression also, what is the sum of the roots? Yes, 1 by 3 plus 2, that is minus 2, plus of minus, it will be minus. So what do I get? It is 1 minus 3 by 3, that is minus 2 by 3. What is the product? It is 1 by 3 into minus 2, which gives me minus 2 by 3. Okay, so these are the two values. Okay, wait. 1 by 3 plus, so 3 to the 6. So here it should be 1 minus 6, that is minus 5. Okay, so these are the two values when I take its sum and when I take its product. But I have to find the relation between its coefficient, isn't it? Yes. So what values of coefficient should I consider so that I will be getting the sum as plus 4? What if I do like this? Minus of minus 8 divided by 2, which gives me minus of minus 8 is plus 8 by 2, and that is nothing but 4, isn't it? Yes. But what is the value minus 8? Whose value is it? If you compare this with our standard form, that is ax square plus bx plus c, minus 8 is the value of b, isn't it? So minus 8, instead of minus 8, I will write it as b. Whereas 2 is value of a, which means minus b is coefficient of what? It is coefficient of x, whereas a is coefficient of what? It is the coefficient of x square. Similarly, let us come back to product. What the product I want? I want it to be 6. What if 6 is divided by 2? Will I get it as 3? Yes. But what is 6? 6 is nothing but the constant. What is 2? It is a. So if I have to write it in terms of the coefficient. So it is the constant term, whereas a is coefficient of x square. Okay. Similarly here, now instead of checking it like this, let us directly check what they are saying. It should be coefficient of x, or directly I will be saying it as it should be minus b by a. That is very easy to remember instead of remembering as coefficient of x and x square. Okay, so minus b by a. What is the value of b here? 5. So minus b by a value will be what? It will be minus 5 by, what is the value of a? 3. Isn't it the same one? Yes. Similarly, the next one is c by a. What is the value of c? As you can see, the value of c is minus 2, whereas value of a is 3. So here also I am getting the same values, isn't it? So just like the linear polynomials, we have found the relation between the sum of the products, sum of the zeros, whereas product of the zeros, isn't it? The sum of the zeros of the quadratic polynomial is given by minus b by a, whereas the product of the zeros of a quadratic polynomial is given by c by a, isn't it? Let us try to derive it. Yes, let us consider the two roots are alpha and beta, isn't it? Since it is a quadratic polynomial, so I will have its two roots. Suppose the roots of the equation are alpha and beta. So roots of quadratic equation are alpha and beta, isn't it? What is the standard form? It is ax square plus bx plus c, isn't it? I know the roots are alpha and beta. Can I write it like this? K in bracket x minus alpha, x minus beta, isn't it? Because this is how we write the roots. K, because there will be some constant present if the variable of x square is other than 1, isn't it? So k, x minus alpha, x minus beta, these are the two roots. Let us simplify. It will give me k x square minus alpha plus beta x plus alpha into beta. Multiply with k, it will be kx square minus k alpha plus beta x plus k alpha beta. Okay, comparing the LHS and RHS, what values of A, B and C you are getting? A is nothing but k, whereas B, except x you have to consider everything, so value of B is minus k alpha plus beta. And what is the value of C? Yes, what I have to do, I have to just find the sum of the roots. So if I have to find the value of just alpha plus beta, what will happen? This k will come to this side, and this minus, if I shift it to numerator, it will be minus b by k. But k is nothing but what? It is a. So let us replace that k with a. So it will be minus b by a equal to alpha plus beta. Similarly here, I want the value of alpha beta. Shift this k to this side, so it will be c by k. Again, the value of k is a, so c by a equal to alpha into beta. So this is what we have got, the relation between the roots of the quadratic polynomial and with its coefficients. Okay, so in the question they might give you one expression and they might ask you what are the sum of the roots and what are the product of the roots. So instead of finding the factorization and finding its root directly with the help of the coefficients, you can find their values. You are not supposed to find their roots, since they are asking you to find the sum and product. Just find out the coefficients and put it in the formula, isn't it? Yes, let us see if we can do the same thing with respect to cubic polynomial. Yes, so let me rub this everything, and just I will write with respect to quadratic polynomial, what do we get the relation? Okay, so in case of a quadratic polynomial, so with the help of the quadratic polynomial relation, we will find the relation with the cubic polynomial also. Okay, so in a quadratic polynomial, the standard form is ax square plus bx plus c. Yes, what do we get? We get the sum of roots which is nothing but alpha plus beta, which is nothing but minus b by a, whereas product of the roots, which is alpha into beta, which is c by a. Now how many roots it has? It has 2 roots, isn't it? Let us derive for a cubic polynomial. In a cubic polynomial, how many roots it has? Maximum 3 roots. What is the standard form? Ax cube plus bx square plus cx plus d. Okay. So now here, whenever I am taking sum, what I am doing, I am taking each root only once and I am adding them. In case of cubic polynomial, let us consider the 3 roots are alpha, beta and gamma. So first condition says take all roots one time and add them. How many roots? 3 roots. Take all roots one time and add them. So whatever is the value here, you will get the same value here also. Okay, so here taking one root one time, adding them, the value is equal to minus b by a. Similarly here also, taking each root one time, the value will again be the same, minus b by a. But here b is coefficient of x square, whereas a coefficient of x cube. Here b was coefficient of x and a was coefficient of x square. So that's why I say that instead of remembering it in the terms of coefficient of x square or x cube, let us try to remember it this way. It is very easy. You can apply it for any type of polynomial or any degree of polynomial. Similarly, in second case, what we have done here, 2 roots were considered at a time. Yes, and they hence, since here there are only 2 roots, alpha beta, so the possibility was their product will be only one term, alpha beta. Whether you write it as alpha into beta or beta into alpha, that will be the same term. Hence, just one term you have got alpha beta, which is equal to c by a. But here, when you are considering 2 roots at a time, you will be getting 3 combinations. So alpha into beta is the first combination, whereas beta into gamma is the second combination, and alpha into gamma is the third combination. Okay, so what is the value? The value is equal to c by a. Okay, what we are doing? First case, consider each root once, take their sum, it is equal to minus b by a. Similarly, for the other degree polynomial also, second case, take 2 roots at a time and their sum is equal to c by a. In third case, you have to consider 3 roots at a time. Now there are only 3 roots, so if you consider 3 roots at a time, you will be getting only one combination, alpha, beta and gamma, and minus b by a, c by a. Now here it will be minus d by a. Now d is the constant term. Okay, so alternately plus minus you have to take. Here it was minus, here plus, minus and then plus and so on. Okay, so let us see the same rule with respect to, suppose, a polynomial with degree say 6, okay, or say 5. So 5 degree polynomial, it means how many roots it will have? It will have 5 roots. Okay, let us consider alpha, beta, gamma, theta and say lambda. Okay, standard form, ax raised to 5 plus bx raised to 4 plus cx cube plus d x square plus e x plus f. First case, consider all the roots only one time. So alpha plus beta plus gamma plus theta plus lambda, it gives me minus b by a. Second one, considering 2 roots at a time. So alpha beta, alpha gamma, alpha theta and alpha lambda plus beta gamma plus beta theta plus beta gamma, which is equal to, it will be c by a. In third case, you have to consider 3 roots at a time. Now here there will be more combinations other than one. Alpha beta gamma, first combination. Second one, alpha beta theta, alpha beta gamma plus beta gamma theta plus beta gamma alpha lambda, which is equal to, now here it was minus, here it was plus, and again here it will be minus. Yes. Now in fourth case you will be considering 4 roots at a time, and in the fifth case you will be considering the 5 roots. So directly the 5 root will be, there will be only one combination, which is nothing but the constant upon the coefficient of first term, that is, here it was negative, again here it will be negative, that is minus f by a. Okay, so this is the standard form of deriving the relation between the sum of the roots and product of the roots. Yes, for your study we are going to deal with only quadratic and cubic, but just for an example I have told you, even if the degree is other than cubic, still you can find the relation between the roots, just like we have found the relation between the roots in case of a cubic polynomial with the help of the quadratic polynomial. Yes, what is the relation? When you are taking one root at a time and adding them, it is equal to minus b by a. When you are taking two roots at a time and adding them, it will be c by a. When you are taking three roots at a time and adding them, it will be minus d by a, e by a, minus f by a, and so on. Alternately minus plus signs you have to consider. Okay. So in the question, they might give you one example of a cubic polynomial, and they might ask you to find the relation between the roots. Instead of finding the roots directly with the help of coefficient, we can find their sum of the roots, taking two roots at a time, whereas also we can find the product of the roots.